Hi, and thanks for stopping by Defiant Sales Consulting Online. My name is Jason Wood, and I'm the president and co-owner of Defiant Sales. Now, in our last video, we talked a little bit about buying triggers and the development of these triggers and how to determine who might be better suited to go after this particular data that we're going to need. We talked about business and sales and marketing being very much like managing a baseball team from a statistical analysis perspective. Today, what I want to talk about is buying triggers a little bit more in depth and how it is we at Defiant Sales define them and go after them and find them in your given market. The first thing we need to understand when we're developing buying triggers is that every market is different and the same tactics used to engage one market are probably going to be horrible in another. So from that perspective, we back up and take a look at consumer mindsets. In other words, we're looking at psychology. The reason we look at psychology is an area of study that doesn't vary from market to market. We identify groups, and the groups may vary, but once we are able to surmise the psychology within groups, it really gives us an upper hand in developing these articulated sales arguments to hit these buying triggers. So what we do at Defiant Sales Consulting is we identify several different things. In a B2B sales environment, it's going to be a very different tactic used to engage the market than, say, a consumer dynamic. Now, with that said, what we do is, in our approach, is we go after not only the person that's going to make the decision, because let's face it, that's the end game, right? That's the end result we're trying to attain, is to get to the decision maker. What happens in all these levels in between there? So at Defiant Sales Consulting, we realize that marketing aside for a minute, talking about your direct sales approach, that in order to get to the decision maker, there are sometimes several layers in B2B sales that have to be dealt with. You've got gatekeepers, receptionists, office managers, on and on and on. Your market probably has its own little unique set of people to deal with. So instead of just going after the decision makers and their buying triggers, what we have to do is figure out the psychology to engage to talk to these layers. Otherwise, it's all for nothing, right? I mean, let's face it, in business, one of the hardest things to do, especially in a down market, is get in front of the decision maker. Now, we all know what drives that. What drives your ability or your sales rep's ability to get in front of a decision maker is their ability to interface or interact with the layers of bureaucracy or business below the decision maker. So if you fail to identify the psychological mindsets that you need to engage in this level of business, well, you've shot yourself in the foot before you've even gotten started. I mean, sure, we can identify CEOs and we can go after psychological aptitude, so on and so forth, and market positions that are going to cater to them, but how do you get the message in front of them? Sit your reps down this afternoon, and I assure you, put them all on a table, and they'll tell you their number one difficulty is getting in front of that decision maker. At Defiant Sales, we build sales machines geared to do just that. Well, listen, that's enough for today. We appreciate you stopping by. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us an email or give us a call. Don't forget to check out our blog at jasonawood.com. Thanks again and have a good day.